What What would you say are your favourite finales?
Oh God, there's so many, mate. There's
Mm.
End of Strange Things, season 4, incredible with what was
Mm.
happening with Vecna. You've got End of the Empire Strikes Back, where Luke finds out Darth Vader's a father, and you've got nothing can beat this. The end of Ben Affleck's Daredevil, when he's on the roof and there's the rain coming down and it's enhancing his senses. What tops that? It's just amazing, isn't it?
I'll tell you what tops that. Tonight's show, the finale of season 10. We'll be discussing all sorts of randomness. We got some Batman news or Batmen news. We are
Batman.
going to be talking about the death of Instagram and keeping it in the family, especially for Norfolk or Suffolk. Oh, who knows?
Yeah.
But Matt, where can everyone find us?
You can find us on all streaming platforms, including Amazon and Apple and Google and Spotify. If you like listening to us, if you like looking at us, you can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on Facebook, and you can watch little clips of us on Instagram, because we're on all major social platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, I don't know, Friendster, whatever else there is.
That's it. Well, and if you are watching us right now, you probably are on YouTube because that's the one we plug the most. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. But before we start this week's show, watch this.
Hello and welcome to This Week in Metropolis.
We are here for the season finale of season 10. It's come around quick, it feels, this one, Matt.
It has.
Probably because we haven't had that many breaks.
That's true. Yeah, with previous seasons we've been a bit sloppy in sort of having a couple of weeks off here and there, but no, we soldiered on straight through with this one.
Yeah.
But
even to a point where we're actually making sure we don't miss a week and are doing it on the Monday.
That's exactly what I was going to highlight. It feels weird and exciting doing it on a Monday. It's something different, isn't it? It's like, this is a new experience. Exactly. What's going on?
Yeah, this isn't a permanent change, just for the records.
No. Unless we like Monday more.
Yeah.
You never know.
It does get rid of the Monday blues, doesn't it, a little bit? Although...
Or bring on more.
Who knows? And we've already... I mean, Mondays doesn't change anything because we've already got 3 people already I can see that have already commented and said hello. We've got...
The crowds are gathering.
Yeah. Triple G, Pete's in the house. Evening all. Evening, Pete. Mark Hayes, question mark himself. Hi guys. Hi Mark.
In the house. Who couldn't bother to give us a question mark today? Just put that out there. Yeah.
We did have a whole episode with him, so
I guess we've had a season's worth, yeah.
And
Loose Pipe, who is other James. That is my good friend James West. Yeah.
The other James.
Rival James.
It feels like it wasn't that long ago that we last spoke. So, what's been happening in your world, Matt?
Got nothing to say. Yeah, that's it. It's been too soon. I thoroughly enjoyed. I think it is worth a mention. The weekend, in what happened with the Women's Euros. I watched every single game, loved every single minute of it, and they absolutely deserved the victory they got. And it was a fantastic match to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. So that was definitely a highlight of my weekend, I would say.
I would agree. And you know what? I've been talking about today, and I know we don't like to get too political on this, but I heard a great caller on TalkSport last week who came on and said we need to stop referring to it as the England women's team. It's the England team. There needs to, football is the same sport, whether it's women playing it or men or whoever.
Yeah.
And I thoroughly agree with that, and I think it needs to stop being, what difference does it make? At the end of the day, I said to my 6-year-old when we were watching, it was nearly 6, to take this in because it was a moment in history on sporting terms. Yeah. We, as a country, haven't won a major football tournament since 1966. Yeah. And I felt immense pride yesterday and actually got a little bit overwhelmed by it.
It's fantastic, wasn't it? Yeah,
It was
absolutely
really good.
fantastic. And the whole thing of the stereotype or like the opinion of, oh, it's not as popular or whatever, and the fact that the crowds that have because they started at Old Trafford, didn't they, and
Yeah.
sort of packed that out right in the first match. I think it was
Mm.
nearly 90,000 people watching it at Wembley
Yeah.
yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Seems like further away. And I think at prime time on TV as well, and all the
Yeah.
millions that are watching it then. Amazing.
Yeah. I agree.
Hope it continues through the league now.
Yeah, I think it's going to put more eyes on the Women's Super League now. So
Yeah.
make sure I just recommend everyone to give it the support that it deserves, because they've earned it 100%.
Definitely.
Martin is in the house. Sonic Comics, how we doing, Martin? Good to see you. Evening. So for me, busy few days since we last saw each other. I finished Stranger Things season 1.
Wow. And your thoughts?
Well, I've got a 1-minute review that'll be coming out in due course.
So
But
keep an eye out for that.
I'm happy to tell you and the followers that I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'll be completely honest; it isn't really my sort of thing as a normal go-to, but I couldn't help but at the end of every episode want to see more. The characters in it, and even from that initial season, you build that connection with them, and you're bang on. Like everyone who I've spoken to, and you more than anyone, has told me about that, and the emotions that I went through in the final episode of season 1.
It was intense,
Well,
wasn't it?
it is, but it just makes me think, well, I know what everyone's been saying about season 4. So God knows how I'm going to feel when I get to that, and you know what I'm like. So
It'll be a wreck.
I'll be a
Absolute wreck.
mess, mate. So I finished that, and I took my son George to see the League of Super Pets yesterday at the cinema, which was the first time me and him have been to the cinema together, and he absolutely loved it. But again, I won't say too much on that because I'll be posting
You will, because I haven't seen it.
I'll be posting a 1-minute review on that one as well, so that'll be coming. But actually, DC Super Pets leads us on quite nicely to our first topic of this week, which is Batman.
Batman?
Yes. Yeah. 2 bits of news.
So,
do you want to kick off with your one first?
Yeah, so linking perfectly with DC Super Pets, whether anyone else is aware of it, that Keanu Reeves plays Batman in DC Super Pets. And when he was being interviewed recently about it, sort of promoting the film, he said it's always been a dream of his to play Batman. Be open to be playing Batman sort of for real, rather than just actually providing the voice for it. But he did acknowledge, Robert Pattinson's did a really good job of it. But in the future, if they needed an older Batman or something like that, he would be completely open to it. And I think he'd be pretty awesome. I love Keanu Reeves. I can imagine him and you think of him in John Wick, how like good he is at fighting in John Wick and that, and he's just a cool guy. I'd watch him do that.
Yeah, I'm a bit on the fence with Keanu being a Batman. Again, I think you're right in the sense that if he is voicing him, it's a bit of the way there, but I don't know. I think now every time I see him, it's a bit like the Matrix and John Wick. Like now, I find it really hard that with that new Matrix to distinguish him from his John Wick character. And then obviously over Comic-Con weekend, you had a trailer for the next John Wick movie, the 4th one. Yeah. And I'm watching that and I'm going, I just think you're Neo. Like, what is going on? Mix it up. Like, you had the look for Neo. Now you've gone to John Wick Neo. It's just, it kind of does my head in a bit. And
they're just all Keanu is the thing, isn't it?
If Keanu Batman had the John Wick and latest Neo look, I just wouldn't know what I'm watching anymore.
Fusion.
Yeah. There was some rumours that there was going to be some sort of crossover with Matrix and John Wick. I don't know whether it was just. I know. I don't know whether it was just that it was people talking shit, but
Neo. Oh, John Wick is just Neo in the Matrix in a simulator. Could happen. That could work. But I guess you could then link the Matrix to pretty much any film franchise just by justifying it as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just hearsay anyway. I think I can't see it happening anytime. And the problem is, like, we've got a really good new Batman now in Robert Pattinson.
He's only just started as well. Give
And
the boy a chance.
Yeah, and it's almost a bit of an origin story again. So the legs in it can go as far as he wants to play Batman, and I'd like to think. I mean, he's done some obviously he's been in some big movies, but I feel like this could be a good kind of. We could be looking another 10 years of him playing Batman. I reckon at a good level. So. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. Did you say you'd like to see him as Batman?
Yeah, I'd be completely open to it.
Do you not think he's got a bit of a... This is my impression of him. It's like,
dude.
That's what makes me think. Batman, dude.
One thing that came up, I'm slightly, but it's related to this. I was reading an article today, particularly about DC League Super Pets. There was an article, and basically the writer was complaining that animated films now only have big name actors in it. So it's not the case that you'll see an animated film a bit like you would a TV series, like you'd watch Paw Patrol, for example, just to reference a love of yours. And it has a professional voice actor that does that role. Whereas with a film now, you only have big actors doing it. And the writer who was writing about it was basically complaining about that fact that there are lots of really good people, but it tends to be when these animated films, it's just almost you'll watch it and think, oh, that's Kevin Hart, or oh, that's Dwayne Johnson. And that's part of the appeal, that you're sort of guessing those characters rather than actually believing the character itself.
Yeah,
I don't know what your thoughts are with that sort of thing.
Yes, definitely. I mean, the appeal for me in Super Pets, taking George to see that, is that it's Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart, who you've seen now in probably 3 or 4 films they've done together, where they've done the Jumanji films. They've done, was it Central Intelligence or something like that? I think it was called.
Yeah,
something
I remember that. Yeah.
And I want to say they've done a couple of others maybe, but now they've done this. I mean, you know what the chemistry is like between them two, so it makes you want to see it. And there's, to be fair, I wouldn't even say the funniest parts in that film are between them two. I mean, they're funny, but there's some other really funny bits in there.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, there's so many animated films as we were growing up, you wouldn't have even heard of who the people were that were voicing the different characters.
Apparently, it started, according to this article, it started with Robin Williams doing Aladdin, but at the time that was a really hard sell for him, and they couldn't, and Disney as well couldn't get on board with having a proper actor do it. And in the end, what the animators did is they animated the genie over one of his stand-up performances, so that you could see like the character coming through. And once Disney saw that and Robin Williams saw that, they believed it would work. And then that sort of just opened the doors for other sort of big stars to come and do it.
Yeah, I mean, and think back to that film, how amazing was that? And he was by far my favourite character in it. So, you know, I think you're right. And just thinking now about the list of names who were in Super Pets, you know, John Krasinski was voicing Superman. You've got Kate McKinnon, the comedian actress. She was doing like the villain in the film. There was like you say, a long list, and I couldn't name them all, but I remember seeing the names and going, oh God, I remember that person from this and whatnot. So yeah, I'd agree that it is becoming more popular now, I'd say, to have that. Just to go over some of the comments, I want to focus on some of the comments because it feels like last week there was a lot that went through that we probably skipped over. But Chris is here. Hello, Chris. Nice to see you from off my shelves. He said he's not a good enough actor. He's Bruce Wayne and Batman would be the same. Keanu. Or Keanu. whatever you want to say it. I'm from Essex. Pete from Triple J. P.S. Sorry, just to interrupt this one. I am drinking rum again, so good luck.
Anything could happen. Is that just neat rum? Because that's quite a lot in that glass.
No, that's with Coke.
That's
it's
fine.
Coke there, and we've got a different one this week. We've got. Can you see that?
Oh, Dead Man's Fingers.
Yeah, spiced rum.
Christmas.
Well, because it's a Christmas themed episode, so I thought go for the Christmas one.
Yeah,
Anyway,
of course. It's
oh, by the way, this episode is not being released until Christmas Day. Anyway, Triple G says, love John Wick movies, but sorry, he's not a great actor. Wow, this is quite heavy on... I'm sorry if you're watching, Keanu. Phil's here. Hi, Phil. Hi, just arrived. Batman peaked with Ben Affleck. All downhill.
Well, funny you should say that, Phil.
It is funny you should say that because the peak has not ended then for you because rumour has it that Ben Affleck will be reprising his role. God, I can't believe I thought of that word then. As Batman.
Big word for you on a Monday night.
Yeah, Mark, if you're still watching, you'll be so pleased. He'll be reprising his role, I've said it again, as Batman in the next Aquaman movie. Thoughts?
I've not seen the first Aquaman movie.
More so on Ben Affleck coming back.
I've never. Well, that was leading to. I've never seen Ben Affleck play Batman. I've avoided all of those films. Yeah, I've just never seen.
Have you not seen bits of it?
I've not seen the first Superman. I've not seen the
Man of Steel.
What's it? Not seen Man of Steel.
Wow.
Not seen Batman vs Superman. I haven't seen Justice League. I haven't seen Wonder Woman. I saw the second Wonder Woman, weirdly. I've not seen the first one.
Wonder Woman 19-something, wasn't it?
That whole lot is a void. 1984, I think it was, wasn't it? Wonder Woman 1984 or something. But yeah, that whole sort of lot of films is a complete void for me. I just didn't appeal to me.
No interest?
No, none at all. Don't know why.
Not necessarily in the characters. Is it just the kind of from things you've read or...
Yeah, maybe a mixture of all of it. No, they've just not really appealed. Zack Snyder did quite a few of them, hasn't he? In it, and I'm a bit take or leave it with Zack Snyder. If I'm honest.
And his one got cut, didn't it? And they ended up finishing it slightly
but didn't
different.
He do some of the other films as well?
Yeah,
I may be wrong with this.
Maybe.
But, the experts in the comments will know better than us, probably. But yeah, I've just never fancied it. So I've never watched it. I did see, I think I saw a bit of Batman vs Superman on TV, like on a Sunday or whatever it was on.
ITV4.
It was a little bit dry. Yeah, well, I think it was like ITV4. It was a bit dry, but yeah.
I'll be honest, I haven't seen Aquaman. I have watched the Justice League movies and Batman, Superman, and that kind of put me off, to be honest. I'm just not as interested in the DC stuff, other than some of the, like we've said, the Joker movie, the new Batman movie. Obviously, we both went to see and loved. I said this before, didn't I? I think when you start introducing different versions of characters, it's very hard then to connect with one if a new one or an old one's still floating around. It's just you're crossing over in different places. And I think, to be honest, that was probably one of my struggles with the whole DC stuff, when you still had the Flash TV show going on. You had all them sort of sub characters at the time, as I thought they were, but then all of a sudden they're on the big screen under different faces of actors. And for me, I'd already connected with one of them, so now I'm finding it difficult while one's still going. And funny, I mentioned Flash there because I think they're planning to finish that whole series. I think they're like a 13th episode, 9th season they're doing of that.
Really? Well, aren't they dropping all of the Flash stuff because the main guy's gone off the wall a bit?
As in for the movie Flash?
Yeah, but wasn't that the same guy as the TV series? No,
it's a different one.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
See, I've never watched the Flash TV series, so I just assumed that they'd taken that guy and put him in the film.
No. And again, that's probably my reason, because he was in the guy who's in the TV show. I actually quite liked as the Flash. He was a bit kind of. He reminds me a bit like Huey out of The Boys. He's like
Yeah.
kind of a bit of a weedy kind of, and
Sure.
then obviously gets the powers now. And the one in this film I just didn't connect with.
Yeah.
But let's have a look what the viewers are saying, just to take
Yeah.
it back a bit. Phil said Keanu peaked with Speed. I mean, what a film that was, by the way.
It's a brilliant film. Yeah.
Me too.
But
not
what
so
about Point Break? Come on, you can't
Never seen
forget
Point
about
Break.
Point Break. That you need to. It's
What
amazing.
now or
Now, just I'll finish this.
okay?
So yeah, back to the comments.
Oh god, it does work, Matt. It does work. Anyway, so we also had Triple G. Agree, Phil. Not a fan of the latest Batman. Ooh, interesting.
An interesting fact about the. To see some of the comments, I think Chris is saying about no, fine. Chris is mentioned. I think he's referring to Zack Snyder doing. He did the pile of poo that was Man of Steel, and then followed through again with Batman versus Superman. I'm assuming he's talking about Zack Snyder. There was news recently, which something I was going to talk about in an earlier episode, but I didn't get round to. They've revealed a lot of, there's the whole social media campaign of like getting the Zack Snyder cut out and all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It was revealed that a lot, I can't remember the percentage. I don't think it was as much as 30%, but it was quite a high percentage of the social media accounts that were pushing that news out and pushing to get it done were all bots, they've discovered. So now, like the how valid that campaign actually was in the end was, sort of questionable as such, which I thought was quite interesting. Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah, it did. Yeah. Whoever was behind it was, their money was well spent as such to get it done.
Phil said, I'm glad to see Batfleck back. Martin from Sonic's Comics says the first Aquaman was great. I will check it out at some point. It's one of them ones where I just think there's other things I'd rather watch. And there's only so many hours in the day, especially when you've got a family, to squeeze all these things in. Do you know, I think I'm on night 3 of trying to watch Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. I've still not finished it. I tried watching a bit last night.
You started that weeks ago, didn't you?
Yes, Matt. Yes, but other things have come
You're
up.
watching 10 minutes at a time.
Yes, installments. It's like watching episodes of Bluey.
Anything longer than Bluey, I can't do it in one sitting.
Yeah. What else have we got here at the back? And finally, Martin says, Flash in the movie was bad. Hasn't he been fired for grooming? Oh, that is probably what you're referring to, Matt. So,
well, there's been.
Well, not unlucky.
I think he's having some problems, and he's been attacking like the actor who's playing Flash. Don't know the gentleman's name, but I keep seeing articles. He's like attacked people in public. He's allegedly got this a woman and their kids on this ranch somewhere, and they've got guns and drugs, and it's just all sorts of wrong. Which is why in the studio we're like, oh, hang on, we're not having that. And I think they've been in the film pretty much because what can you do in that situation really when your lead actor's gone rogue? But yeah, what that brings us to not a slick link because it's a completely different story, but has been in the sort of media or like the websites and blogs and that in the past week is Instagram, and is it the end of Instagram? And the reason, I don't know if you've seen any of the articles that sort of are talking about this, it's linked to the fact that Instagram, and you may have noticed it, and we're on Instagram, that's one of our biggest sort of platforms. Recently, there have been a lot of videos and a lot of sponsored videos being pushed to you. And if you're looking through your feed, you'll quite often see things and you think, well, why is this coming up? Because I don't follow that person. They're also trialing full screen and with certain accounts. So some of you may have seen like a full screen video come up, which is very TikTok sort of like in your feed. And it's all basically Instagram chasing TikTok. They're sort of, and their attitude is, let's move away from what we do and what we got known for doing in terms of pictures and photography and that sort of thing. And we want to chase the money that TikTok's making. And it came out that the two of them, I think it was Kim and Kardashian and maybe Kylie Jenner, I think those two, who are some of the biggest people on the platform, came out and said, basically, bring back the real Instagram because what's going on with it. And a lot of people were complaining about the frequency that they were seeing these videos and how it was changing. I mean, I don't know what your experience have been of it recently. Have you noticed the changes?
Yeah, so flicking between our podcast page and then if I switch over to my personal one, the layout is different now. So they are full screen and you'll still have, a standard square image, but then almost like what we do when we post a video, you'll have a bit of a background to it based on whatever the images that you post.
Yeah.
But yet our podcast profile, that one when I'm scrolling through is still the original normal Instagram. So I don't know why. Yeah. Maybe it's because our account is slightly different to a personal account. Who knows?
Maybe.
It doesn't necessarily bother me that it's that way. But it's very interesting to think it's trying to change as such.
Well, and the reaction, the weird thing sort of in the past week, because I always save articles ready for the podcast. And there have been so many, like I tend to email them to myself. And I think usually I'd have one or two just as a reminder that for this story, I've had about 5 or 6 because it's changed like throughout the week. And what happened was when people started complaining and when like the people like the Kardashians were complaining, the head of, I don't know whether he's the head of Instagram, but he's sort of, a high up person in Instagram released a video. And basically what he said in that video was, we think video's the future, so we're going to do it. And we're going to push the platform towards video, even though you're unhappy about it. And at that time, it was revealed that 15% of your feed will be sponsored content that they show you, basically. It won't be anyone you want to follow or anything. It'll be put to you. And then later on in the week, in an earnings call, it was like a corporate earnings call, Mark Zuckerberg said they're going to increase that to 30%. So a third of your feed will be stuff that you don't follow. It's stuff that they want you to watch.
But it has to surely be relevant to what you follow, because I mean, I do get stuff in the feed, both ours and my personal one, which is linked to things that I follow. So it might be for my personal, it might be more football related stuff.
Yeah.
It's interesting because when we first started the podcast, we looked at different ways of expanding our, footprint, I suppose, of kind of getting eyes on this and this
beautiful thing.
So, and we tried a bit of sponsoring, like with Facebook, didn't we, and things like that. And it had its perks, I suppose. But I guess that's kind of the path they're going down. They're pushing now. We should get involved in that again. But
the sad thing with it though is there are like on my personal Instagram, I follow mainly artists and stuff like that, and I've seen a few of them now are doing these really gimmicky videos, like because they're trying to, instead of seeing pictures in their art, you're getting these weird gimmicky sort of jokey videos because they're trying to catch up with the algorithm and get more exposure, and you just think it just cheapens it a bit.
Matt, is that not what we did for a period of time on our TikTok? We did,
yeah. But
are we sheeple?
We possibly are, but we don't do it anymore. We learn. There you go. That's it.
We learned that we don't need to do that. Exactly. But please do go and look at our TikToks because they are funny and they are completely relevant to what we do as well.
They are indeed. But the weird thing, I think that like TikTok is an example. So much of TikTok is just recycled stuff. Because I know my son shows me some things on there, or he would tell you, we watched A Quiet Place the other day because he really wanted to watch it.
Is there a review coming?
There should be, really, shouldn't there? I'll sort out a review. So we watched that because he'd seen so many clips of it on TikTok. And so much of TikTok is just, I'm going to take this big chunk of a film and just stick it, or this 3-minute chunk of a film and stick it in the TikTok, and it gets views. So it's so much recycled stuff. But to conclude this section, don't panic. And let's see, Phil is currently no, it wasn't Phil, was it? Pete Triple G is panicking that he now has to leave Instagram and learn a new platform. Don't despair just yet. After saying, well, 15% of your feed is being taken over, and then saying 30%, they've now done a bit of a U-turn on it and said, because it's been getting so much bad publicity, and saying, we're going to hold off for now. But I think the only time is about a month. They're going to hold off. We've listened to you. We're going to delay it a little bit. But yeah, it will come back at some point. So yeah, that's what they want. What I read is the reason they're focused on video, and I don't know how true this was because this is in one of the comments on the articles. With video, like with TikTok, you don't need any user interaction to keep people watching. So like if you're on Instagram, you have to actually physically scroll down to see the different things. Whereas with video, they can just play video after video after video after video. And you can just sit there staring at that video and you don't even need to touch it.
This is true.
And that's why they want to do it, apparently.
I think
your eyes.
The problem is it's becoming very much, a bit like YouTube, and, the fact that you can easily go down a rabbit hole and get stuck there for a good hour, sometimes longer. I think the same. I was watching some the other day. There's these guys who do parkour around like a gymnasium with loads of like crash mats and things like that. And it was hilarious. And I was watching it, and then you go to the next one, and and they're all essentially the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
And there's one dressed as some sort of squirrel thing, and he jumps and shouts something every time. It's really funny. You might have seen it. There's one where they jump off the side of this balcony and land on a crash mat, and he's going ha 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 ha, and then a crash mat lands on him with someone else on it. Oh mate, I'll send it to you. It's so good. But this is the thing, like it reminds me, we go back to that film Wall-E.
Yeah.
Where the people just sat there because they're just watching a video.
Yeah, exactly.
Next.
Yeah, you'll be 32 stone in your floating chair with your bottle of rum and squirrels jumping around. That'll be your life. That'll be it.
Amazing. And speaking of just quickly, and this isn't on Instagram actually, I saw it on just while I'm on YouTube, and it's fresh in my mind. Have you seen? His name is Troy Hawk or Troy Hawks from the Greeters Guild.
Do you know what? The only reason I've seen that name is when I was setting up the stream for this video. Clearly, you've been watching it because it was in all the recommended things. That's how I know that name.
Oh my God, Matt, you would love it. It is so funny. He basically dresses in like this smoking jacket, right? Classic, with like posh trousers. And he stands outside, he's got a little moustache, and he stands outside well-known shops. And so he's been outside Primark, he's been outside M&S and all these different stores. And he welcomes people into the store. But he does it in a really gentleman way. He'll say, "You look fabulous, madam. Go in there and get it. We hope we can support you with whatever you're looking for." And he says all this like positive stuff. Really funny. And the best one was him outside B&Q, right? Doing this as people walking in. And someone from the staff from B&Q came out and said, "Sorry, what are you doing?" And he went, "Oh, I'm from the Greeters Guild. I'm welcoming people to the store." And they went, "No, we don't like that." And he went, "Oh, really? Why?" And she said, "We've had a complaint about you." And he went, "Oh, do you mind me asking what the complaint was?" And she said, "It's because you greeted them." And he went, "Oh, they didn't like me greeting them." Okay, he said, "Obviously, I've got the wrong message," and it's just really funny. I would highly recommend. It's pointless, but it does make you chuckle.
That reminds me. You've just reminded me of a really, really old memory now I'd forgot about until you said that.
You're welcome.
When I worked in retail, I was working in, I think it was Liverpool Street. I worked for Carphone Warehouse for many, many years in the past. And I was working in the Liverpool Street store. I think I was filling in for someone.
Zach. Let's call him Zach.
Zach wasn't there that day. He had bad stomach bug. I had to fill in.
Got the brown
And there was a
rain.
queue of people, and I said to, or should I say, I had a complaint made against me while I was in the store. And the complaint was that there was a gentleman in the queue, and I said, "Hi, mate, how can I help?" And he took offence to me calling him mate, even though I'm from Essex. I accidentally say these things because he was a builder, and he said that I called him mate because he was dressed, he was like in his
Because of how
work
he came.
clothes.
Yeah.
And I was sort of belittling him because I called him mate.
Stereotyping. Do you know
Yeah,
what?
that's
It's very strange that you say that because I actually told a story, and I'm happy to share this story with you today, and I think it's appropriate. So when I used to work down in London and in Essex, when I worked for Stagecoach, the bus company down in London, or as they were at the time, East London Bus Group, and my manager, bless him, he's not with us anymore. Again, appropriate. John Downey. I've told you this story. His name was John Downey, old fella, absolute heart gold, one of the loveliest men. And he used to hate candidates or anyone in general who were ringing up and didn't know him, calling him mate on the phone. And on his last day before he retired, we done a prank on him, and I rang him from upstairs in the office, pretending to be a candidate. His name's John Downey, and I said, "Hello, can I speak to Don Chowdhury?" And he went, "It's John Downey." I said, "Hello, Don. How you doing, mate?" And I kept calling him Don, which isn't his name because I'm not listening to him on purpose. And I kept calling him mate. And I kept saying, and every time he'd talk, I'd go, no, you listen here, mate. And I'd kept interrupting. He hated it. And I'm not joking, bless him, I didn't, but I could have given him a heart attack how annoyed he was at this caller. And then when I came downstairs and revealed it was me, he gave me a clip round the ear, but bless him, he absolutely thought it was hilarious. and just things like that. It's funny that you say that because I remember when we started working together, and I remember our boss at the time, he wasn't sure on me because he thought I was too matey.
There you go.
So maybe it's just some people don't like that. I've stopped calling people mate now. I call them bud or buddy.
Bud.
Hello, bud. Yeah. All right, pal. I don't say pal. Well, this moves us on because
let's move on. We digress.
Well, we're not moving on too far because I like my facts now.
But this is becoming a theme. We've had pirate. We've had
facts. The old facts that were a long time ago. Sorry, just quickly as well, because I know he's probably not watching anymore. But Shane, come on, Dawn of Comics was here for a slight second. I didn't know you was on tonight. I think originally we did say we were going to do it Wednesday, but we didn't want to interfere with Shane and the Nerd Herd. So we done this especially for you, Shane. And if you kept an eye on our Instagram, plus
we didn't really. We did it so that you could watch us rather than you doing your show on the same night and that sort of thing.
Whatever. We didn't want to take
we did it for you, Shane.
Yeah, we done it for you, right? But Shane is going to follow us up.
And Connie as well joined us.
Connie's here. She'll watch it on catch up. Hi, Connie.
Thank you.
And Phil said, "I hate those meal prep reels." Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, them meal prep ones, I always look at them and go, "Oh, I'd eat that." I've never made one of them.
No.
There you go. Anyway, back to Insta facts. I've got some Insta facts, but these are facts. We should. Oh, I just had a twinge then.
It's the rum.
Yeah, it's hitting my shoulder blades. Right, so the facts are only up to 2021, so there wasn't any. They've not been updated since the end of 2021, but so they're relatively new. I mean, we are in August. It is August the 1st today. So Instagram was launched on October the 6th, 2010. So it's been going nearly 12 years. On its first day, any guesses on how many users it gained on its first day?
I'm going to say 10,000.
Okay, not a bad shout. 25,000. Yeah.
Because I remember when Instagram first came out, it was only on iPhone.
Was it really?
I remember being on Android at the time and thinking, I really want to try that.
Was it not web-based? Could you not just log in on
No, it was literally only on the iPhone.
Interesting. Okay.
That's a bonus fact.
Do you know what Instagram was initially called?
Oh God, yeah, I did, but I can't remember what it was. No, I'm never going to remember what it's called.
It was initially called Codename.
Code name was it?
Yeah.
Oh no, I was thinking something else.
Yeah.
Hmm,
But they
Codename.
changed it to Instagram because it meant instant. It was and gram for like a telegram. So that's why they kind of went down the Instagram route. This is an interesting one. A study has discovered that 8% of all Instagram accounts are fake.
Really?
8%. I mean, when you think about the amount of people that are on Instagram, and I don't have that fact in front of me because it wasn't one of the ones that caught my eye.
Yeah.
And it's forever changing, I guess, because there's, still more fake accounts joining. Matt's going to quickly look that up. But 8%.
I'm going to apologize for the title.
Seems very high. Chris has just come in with a fact himself. Chris from Off My Shelf says, no facts exist for 2022. Shit, yeah. True.
Wow. It's not that bad. It's been quite a good year.
Well, we did just win the Euros, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's great.
There's a fact.
So, how many, do you want to take a stab?
How many users?
How many users for Instagram? Yeah.
Is it in the billions?
Yes.
Is it 1.4?
1.2.
Oh, that ain't bad for me. Jesus,
1.2. But if you think, then like
8%.
8%, did you say?
Yeah, so just round it up to 10.
Yeah, exactly.
What does that mean?
120,000. No, 100 at 1 point. Oh God, that's maths, isn't it?
Don't get the calculator out. It's embarrassing. Stop it. You're embarrassing yourself. 1 point. Let's just go 1.2. How about we just say a lot?
It's a lot. Divided by 120 million. There you go.
There you go.
Quick maths. Using a calculator.
Oh God! Right. So when Instagram launched the video function in 2013, again, good relating them. As you were saying it, I was thinking, got one for this. 5 million videos were uploaded in the first 24 hours.
Wow, it's a lot, isn't it?
It's 5 million. Yeah,
it is.
Final fact from James's facts. Bosh. The most Instagrammed food is. Any guesses?
Burgers?
No.
I
can tell you what it's taken over from. Originally, the most were sushi and steak, but now pizza.
Pizza.
There you go.
Interesting.
Fun facts.
They are fun facts.
Join us in season 11 for more fun facts.
More fun facts. Yeah.
Bosh.
We should make it a regular thing, and I do feel it needs a jingle. Everything needs a jingle.
Yeah, where's Ryan when we need him?
Exactly. We need fun facts.
Yeah.
If anyone in the comments wants to sing us a jingle,
send it as a voice note. We'll judge them. Yeah.
As long as it says those two things, you're all good.
Facts. Yeah.
You've heard the quality of our jingle so far, so you know the standards that you need to.
And by the way, there's some more jingles that are in the works. Whether we use them or not are a different thing. But
there you go.
There you go. There's the final episode of season 10's Fun Facts. But we move on, Matt.
Yeah.
What you got?
Is it now the time for The Sims, isn't it?
It's The Sims, yeah.
So this was an article that I absolutely loved reading, and I've not told James what this thing is because I wanted to gauge his reaction, everyone's reaction with it. So Sims 4, I think it's been around for a little while. I've never played any of the Sims games, so I'm quite... Never. I've never played a Sims game. Yeah. Okay. But that doesn't change the story. So they rolled out a big update the other day for this, and they added some new things to it. And accidentally they added an extra feature to the game. Do you want to know what this is?
Well, the fact that we've got keep it in the family as the thing, which
Yeah.
you said would be the banner for this one, I can't
Yeah.
imagine it's anything. Can parents now have a baby? No, because that'd work. Can the what? Can siblings now make love?
No, well, sort of. The added feature that is now present in Sims is incest. Just to put it out there straight away. But this is obviously not an intentional feature that they've added to the game. The problem that they've had is they've added a feature called wants, and it's like it's sort of an AI-driven thing, and the characters like establish their own wants, and they're like, I know, I want to buy this T-shirt or whatever it is. But there's a glitch in it so that, that the kids will want to, I don't know, date their dad or something like that. And that's come up in the game. Yeah, so it's hilarious. And obviously people aren't particularly happy about it. So I think people take take it seriously. But the entertaining bit that I thought, and I wish I'd sort of had this as a screenshot for everyone, is one of the developers tweeted about it. But the wording of how he tweeted about it, I found was hilarious. Was he put, "I just wanted to acknowledge that the want to date a family member is something we know about, and we've reproduced ourselves." So, have they been dating their relatives just to make sure it was wrong? But
and where is this game developed? Is it? It's not in a little old place called
rural Norfolk. No,
or Norfolk. Hang on. I love what Pete just said. Accidental incest. Not sure that would stand up in court.
No, exactly. But who knew that such a, I think, quite a wholesome little game would be tainted by such a thing.
The funny thing is, I think we're allowed to joke about it because we've adopted Norfolk as our home. So we can say it now.
Because we live here, it's sort of okay to mock Norfolk.
We're in and amongst them.
Yeah.
Those people.
Normal for Norfolk.
For Norfolk. But apparently Suffolk is actually more, apparently.
Really?
Can I say that? I don't live in Suffolk. Oh, God.
And that's quite a sweeping statement. Is there any fact? I don't know.
Here's my fun insect. Well, that would have been funny. That would have been funny if I'd actually done insect facts.
Insect facts. Episode 1, season 11. It's going to happen. Let's make that happen.
Because it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. But to be honest, I don't think there's much I can say about this story apart from that.
I love the story, and I love that Jason Parker Comics. Hey folks, Jason has just joined us at the key point of this final episode of season 10 when we're talking about incest within the Sims game. By the way, Jason Parker, great Matt. I've talked to you about Jason. He was on Triple G's channel when I was on there doing the TV shows. Go and check out Jason's page. It's awesome. You'll love it. Very funny guy as well. And Triple G's just said to him, Jason, we're talking incest. Yes.
But in a gaming related fashion. So it's in theme. It's all good. But let's move to the next one.
Well, no. I don't want to move too quickly. Not away from incest, but while we're on gaming, something we talked about very briefly, and Jason said, I heard the word incest and my ears pricked up. There you go. Welcome. This is your channel now. John Cena.
Yes.
How have we forgot? Because we didn't mention it last week because Mark was on, and Mark, probably equal to me, hates John Cena. The big news, and you must love it because you're a Fortnite fan.
I am a Fortnite fan. The thing is, I didn't know about this at all until you told me about it. And it was completely off my radar. My boys have moved away from Fortnite and have been playing other things. Yeah. Amazing. John Cena. I don't know if... Yeah, you can buy a skin. And it's got these, like, you can't see me emote and stuff like that. And the song, which is awesome. Yeah.
Why
I've
would you
not bought
say
it
that?
yet, and I hope it's still in the item shop because I probably will buy it just because it's
Yeah.
John Cena.
I mean,
But it's
listen,
old
the
John
only
Cena, in his like Larry sort of hip hoppy sort of clothes.
he's wrestling gear, yeah. Probably the lime green t-shirt, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
With
it's
you
something
can't
like
see
that.
me on it. For those that don't know, I am a wrestling fan. Probably not as much as I used to be, but John Cena was my least. Like, I hated him probably because it was stuck up. We had to like him because it was Vince's next one. But I mean, big wrestling news. I don't know if you heard Vince McMahon. Did you read
Yeah.
about that?
I know why he has rather than
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I think everyone knows that he's.
so much. I mean, the thing that there's so much awful stuff that was coming out before he actually resigned. I'm not even a wrestling fan, but I sort of there was lots of stories coming in the different sort of thing websites that I sort of go to, and a lot of people commented, "Well, he's resigned. What's coming out now?" Like, was the thought? Has he just thought, right, that's it, I'm going to step away from this, or is there an even bigger thing that is?
Well, a lot of people think he jumped before he was pushed.
Yeah.
Which is weird considering he is like the top dog, but
yeah,
there's a lot of things that a lot of people are saying about him. So and sadly, a lot of them are probably true. But
absolutely, yeah.
On a positive front, what the future holds for WWE now as a company, hopefully under Triple H, Paul Levesque, I think it'll be better. But we'll have to wait and see. Not that we talk about that too much, but Steve will be really pleased that we mention it. But John Cena, I mean, the only highlight I've got John Cena ever, and I definitely played it to you, was that prank from the Australian. It was brilliant. An Australian radio show where they done the prank on the woman.
Yeah. Which
was hilarious. If I could find a way to upload that to Instagram, I know people have probably heard it, but maybe I'll find the link for it and share it somewhere. But it is the funniest prank I've ever heard in my life.
He's great.
But yeah.
Love John Cena. So this leads to John Cena's one of those guys. He knows what he's good at, and he just does that. And I have total respect for that. He knows his lane. He's not going to deviate from that. He knows he's not a great actor. He knows he's But anyway, should we move on to the final story?
Oh, someone else who knows what they're good at is finger licking Joey.
Joey that we're referring to is Joey Chestnut, who
not
is
Joey Tribbiani.
No, not Joey Tribbiani. Joe Chestnut, who is a competitive eater, and apparently, I'm not sure. July the 27th was what's it called? National Chicken Finger Day. Which is obviously a very made-up thing. Never knew this happened. I'm sure they just made it up for the purpose of this competitive eating competition. But Joey Chestnut entered this, and he's done loads of other things, which I'll give you some Joey Chestnut facts in a minute.
More facts. We keep giving
facts.
To you.
It's just knowledge that we're just handing out to our listeners. They predicted he would finish either between 40 and 50 chicken fingers, but in a total of 5 minutes he ate 44 chicken fingers.
In 5 minutes?
5 minutes, yeah. Do you reckon you could do that?
44? Is that a world record?
That is a world record, yeah.
And what are we saying? Because when I saw that you'd highlighted this in the description of the show, I thought surely he means fish fingers, but do you mean like chicken dippers?
They're more like goujons. I would say. A picture of him, but with it is goujon, so it's sort of like 10 centimeters long.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
I reckon I could beat that.
Do you think so? I think we need to see. I was saying the other day we should do some world records. If you think you can do,
I mean,
44, we need to get on it. I'll just video you.
Well, not even that. I reckon I could just do that during the show, and we can keep an eye on the time, can't we? And I'll just carry on eating. I feel like that's not actually that many in 5 minutes. The funny thing is, I asked my 5-year-old son, how many chicken fingers do you think you could eat in 5 minutes? And do you know what he said? 6.
6. Aim higher. That's what I
Thank
say.
you, Pete. I'm pleased Pete's on board it. 44 sounds like a light snack. Yeah, I agree. I
They
reckon.
are quite Moorish as well, aren't they? Like those sort of things.
Did he have
Properly.
any condiment with it?
I don't actually know. It didn't say
You
with.
need to- you need
There's
to
a
find
video
out.
not I can watch.
Really need to
Well,
find out
he
this
said
story.
he revealed he just ate salad for dinner the night before, skipped breakfast, and drank plenty of fluids ahead of the challenge.
What I mean, it sounds.
Ah, right. He maintained his pace with plenty of fluids and the famous Cane's sauce. It was sponsored by Cane's Chicken Fingers, whatever
Right.
American brand that is.
I think we can. I think we could definitely do this in season 11. Get some kind of challenges that we can do live on the
Yeah.
show. Yeah, Pete says a barbecue dip, surely. Just
That'd be
give me
nice.
a dip and some chicken fingers. We'll get
Yeah.
some. I'll cook them pre-show.
Yeah.
I'll have them ready to go, and we'll do that. I
I
reckon
mean, you can do
44. That's too easy.
44 in 5 minutes. Well, you could have that record. Well, if you think you can do that, maybe you should consider some of his other ones, which I think some of these ones do sound impressive.
Go on.
So 76 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes.
Right,
That's
see, the
quite a
buns are
lot,
what will do
isn't
you
it?
in there.
Yeah. This would be my idea of absolute hell. This is, end me sort of stuff. Hard-boiled eggs. How many do you reckon he had in 8 minutes?
8 minutes hard-boiled eggs. They're actually.
I can just smell them. Just reading that word
And
hard-boiled egg.
for those that don't know, Matt just hates eggs unless they're chocolate
really,
eggs.
really hate eggs.
Man versus food. Yeah, man versus food challenges. I think it will turn round Martin, who said that, probably to James versus food challenges, because Matt will probably throw it my way, unless I throw the egg one at him. So
God,
then
no.
just have to do it. How many eggs in 8 minutes? 30.
141.
Whoa!
In 8 minutes.
So
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
That is just horrendous. I can't even imagine it. Glazed donuts. How about that?
Sorry. I love how much fault James is giving these numbers. Oh, Jason as well. Yes, to the honey mustard. Yes.
That'd be nice as well. You need something sweet. I think, like, if you're eating that much savoury, you need something sweet to break it up, don't you?
And sorry, remind me.
Donuts. Glazed donuts.
I think the bread
in 8 minutes again. Just
because it's doughy. Oh, 8 minutes.
Yeah, 8 minutes.
50.
55. He did. Yeah. So
Oh,
nearly on the money. The impressive one for me, I think, which I think this is just a ridiculous amount of food. But it's in quite a long period of time, but I still don't think you could do it, is Big Macs. So Big Macs from McDonald's in 38 minutes. How many do you think he ate in that period of time?
38 minutes. 20.
32. Yeah,
I mean, that's
38 minutes.
impressive.
Nearly one a minute. God, that's
Yeah.
a lot of food to consume, isn't it?
And Jason Parker Comics says there, love a Big Mac. Yeah, I do. Big Mac's probably my standard go-to if there's not something special on the menu.
Yeah, I do like a quarter pounder of cheese is mine. That's the
but even that, I mean, you're not gonna.
It's a lot of meat, and it's a lot of bread, and it's just a lot of everything.
That's nearly a Big Mac a minute.
Yeah,
Not
is.
far off. Or 6
The
minutes.
one
The
in terms of the amount, like in terms of volume, gyoza. Do you know what gyoza is?
Gyoza, I've heard of it.
Little steamed sort of dumpling.
I hate dumplings.
Thing. Which are about that sort of size. They're not huge, but they're. I mean, it's like steam, so it's a little bit rubbery. 10 minutes. He ate a certain amount of those. What do you reckon?
150.
384.
What?
Like eating 384 of anything, I think is quite impressive, isn't it?
Well, unless
But
it's
yeah.
peanut M&Ms, I reckon I could get through that many of them.
You could, yeah. Amazingly, he apparently has in 2014 alone, he earned $230,000
On what?
for doing these competitions. There's a lot of money in it. You could make yourself a fortune.
Sorry,
Okay.
there's a request to do a live record right now. Let's do a challenge. How many glasses of rum can James do in 5 minutes? Well, the time is now. No, I'm joking. I'm not going to do that.
Right, that's going to end badly.
Yeah, because I mean this is 37.5%. So,
Yeah.
but can I just point out how cool is this glass, Matt? You'll like this glass. Look, it's got one of them whirly ice balls in it.
It's got a...
That's one of my anal beads.
Nice. That's the alcohol will kill out everything that's on it. So
That's what I mean. It's just a what do they call it? Like an anti.
Septic.
is that what
antibacterial? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, it's kicking in.
See, Pete, he's not had however many glasses of rum. He's already on his knees, pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Plus, I'm out of. We're sponsoring tonight. I'm out of Coke. So
there you go. But that brings us to the end. The end of this episode. It's the end of this series as well. So yeah, and we've got a landmark. Let's talk about this in advance. When we get to the 10th episode, of the next series, that will be our 100th episode. And the reason for that, if anyone's trying to work out, hang on, you've already had 10 series and you do 10 episodes per series, is because we had series 2 that only had one episode.
One.
And then it was series 8. No, what series would it have been? Series 4? No, it wouldn't have been series 4 that we did.
I think it was series 4. I was looking back the other day. Series 4, I think it was. We only done 9. There was a series. I'm going to guess 4.
No, it wasn't series 4. That would have been too soon. But anyway, there was a series where we did 9 to get the 50th episode, so that sort of then evened itself out thereafter. So yeah, on series 11, episode 10, that'll be our 100th episode, which is a pretty amazing landmark to get to. And
I'm sure you agree, Matt. I'm quite happy to reveal that the plan for that episode, and this is how far we plan ahead. Like this is the dedication and thought that we put into it, aka we spoke about it last week.
Yep.
We
haven't done it yet.
Yeah, we would like to invite any of you guys, and you might be listening to us or watching us live now. You might be watching us on catch up, but we would like to invite you guys to join us during the show and appear at some point. It might be 5 minutes, might be for 10 minutes, who knows? But we would love if you would want to join us. Just let us know. We'll obviously plug it a bit more leading up to the 100th
nearing the time. So we've got quite a while until this is going to happen. But
it'll probably be sometime in
November.
I'm going to take a stab. November, probably November. And if you want to hop on for a bit and join us for that final, the episode will be slightly longer just because of the sheer amount of people that will want to join us.
It'll be a 12-hour marathon that we'll be doing.
Oh God, that could be one episode, Matt, where we do a marathon episode. Look at him; he's getting annoyed that I've even mentioned it.
I'm not getting annoyed. I'm just thinking how much rum you would have drunk by the end of those 12 hours.
Oh boy!
I'm trying to hold it together. James is crying.
Well, the problem is you got to carry on because if you stop, that's when it kicks in and it really that's when the tears will come. But yeah, listen, just to end off on this episode, that's the plan for the end of season 11.
And if you haven't, we love having people in the comments and we love everyone that, sorry, James, we love everyone that participates. But if you listen to the show and you've never joined in, please, don't think that you can't put yourself forward, send us a message somewhere and say, we're a listener and we'd love to be involved. Don't think that, just because you haven't got your own show or your own channel or anything like that, that we won't have you on. It's an open house for that episode. Just let us know and we'll send you a link so that you can join and take part in the conversation.
I mean, we've had someone there. Look, Jim Zena. I'm not sure.
Jim Zena, who?
Oh God, it's a big reveal.
get the prop. Jim Zena is an incredible artist, and Jim Zena I recently did a collaboration with, which I've been meaning to plug. So this is
Amazing.
me and her have done that together, which is pretty awesome. And we did it part of a trilogy, which if you check her out on Instagram, you'll see all of her art, and it's all based on the menu theme with the lovely ladies on there. And you can buy prints of these off of her website. So yeah, take a look.
Matt,
So
will you be able to share that picture?
Joining.
Can you send me that picture and I'll post it to our page?
Yeah, definitely.
Just so we can add a little bit of a spotlight on Jim Zena. No, but just to finish up, like, thank you so much to everyone who's either been a guest on the show this series or to just be here and listening to us either live or afterwards. We really appreciate it. Again, we wouldn't do this if we didn't enjoy it, and you're now, since we've been doing the live shows, as much a part of that as we are, and that's one of the things that we love. And it doesn't matter how many people are there, we thoroughly enjoy it. Anything to add to that, Matt?
No, not all. I think I couldn't say any more. And in all seriousness, we were saying in jest about the fun facts. If anyone out there can do a jingle for our fun facts, send them to us. Because just literally, question mark started as Ryan. I'm sure we've told this story many a time.
Yeah.
Question mark was literally Ryan sitting in front of his TV, and you could hear the TV in the background doing a do 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 do, and we turned that into a jingle. So yeah.
Well, I say we. It's you, Matt. You're the brain behind it.
That's it.
All that stuff behind Matt. That's what he uses. All them things called instruments. Weird. Right. Mm-hmm. We've kept you long enough. We really appreciate it. There's still some of you here. Madness. But thank you. We will see you. We'll be away for about a month. We're going to have a break now. Matt's going on holiday. I'm going on holiday. Not together because we like to keep our distance during them sort of time. But we will be back bigger and better than ever. Or just the same.
Or just the same, which is okay.
We love you all.
But yeah, until then,
we will see you soon. Take care.
I hope you enjoyed that episode as much as we did. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of our future episodes.
Yeah, and you can also follow us on all social media. So you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok.